Good morning, dear students. A warm welcome to all of you for our today's digital session for the subject Science and Technology Section B. Yesterday, we have started with chapter number 9, that is Environmental Management. In our today's session, we are going to continue with the same chapter, and our topic for today is very important for all of us. It is the need of the hour, solid waste management. So, without wasting time, let us move to our important topic. Before starting with this topic, we are just going to revise what we had studied yesterday. In our yesterday's session, we have studied our first topic related to the chapter, that was weather and climate. We had studied the major difference between both the concepts, that is weather and climate, and how the IMD or the India Meteorology Department helps in the forecasting of weather. Today, we are going to start with our next topic, that is solid waste management. Need of the hour. Before going ahead or proceeding with this topic, first let us know what is meant by solid waste. Many waste materials are generated through the various daily human activities. This is called solid waste. Our day-to-day activities. Suppose your mother is preparing the food. So while preparing vegetables, the stalks of the vegetable, or while any of you all are eating the fruits or any other thing, the skins of the fruit, the seeds of the fruits, if you are eating some canned food, then the cans, all these wastes which are generated through daily human activities, they are categorized, they are classified and called as solid waste. Now, this is a very important, what you can say, a major problem about solid waste is not only experienced in India, but it is the need of the hour. The management of this solid waste is the need of the hour for every nation, especially the when you speak about India. Now, if this waste materials, if this solid waste are properly disposed of, then they can be a valuable source of energy. How? That we are going to see ahead. Solid waste is a serious worldwide problem. You know that when it comes to human beings, all your daily activities, whether they are the industrial activities, whether the activities related to medical field such as hospitals, dispensaries, whether they are related to agricultural fields such as farming, or related to ocean, fishing, everywhere the wastes are generated. So, if this waste is not properly managed, then it is becoming a serious worldwide problem. Why? Because it is causing both water and soil pollution. I cannot say only it is causing water and soil, also sometimes it is related to your air pollution. If you know garbage and all heaps of garbage, if is not properly managed, if it is not properly taken care of, then you get the stinking smell which pollutes the air. So it is also related to your air pollution. Solid waste is also a serious problem from the point of view of economic growth. If the wastes are not properly managed, then it can hamper the economic growth, the money related growth of any nation. It can lead to environmental degradation. Surely, this type of wastes, if not disposed of properly, if it is left in the same condition as it can harm the environment around you, and so indirectly it is harming not only the human beings, but when it is related to water pollution, all the aquatic animals, aquatic plants, when it is related to human beings, your human health. See here, the third factor is health. So it is a very serious problem. So it has to be managed. It has posed a serious threat to nature and human habitat because of the air, water, and soil pollution it causes. It causes means the solid waste which causes. You know, if the solid wastes are not disposed of properly, it can pollute the air. So if the air is polluted, what will happen? It can cause various diseases to human beings, like it can cause respiratory diseases or water pollution. So all the aquatic animals, aquatic life inside the water, they are harmed. Soil pollution, so when the soil gets polluted, automatically it will affect the growth of the crops, it will affect the farming sector. So all the biotic factors of the environment, you know, they are interconnected, they are interlinked with each other. So if one part of the nature is harmed, then your entire environment is threatened. It can pose a serious threat to the nature. So before going ahead, so after solid waste management, we are going to see the classification of this waste. And before starting with classification of waste, we will just talk about how these various human activities generate this waste. I have told you that various human activities are generating various types of solid waste. If this waste is not taken properly care of, then it can pose a threat to the environment. But then which type of waste have to be taken proper care of? How you can come to know which are more dangerous, which are less dangerous? That can be found out from its classification. So let us move ahead with the next topic, classification of waste materials. Now these waste materials which are generated from the human activities are classified into two types. One is biodegradable waste and the other one is non-biodegradable waste. The word itself, what does the word tell you? Biodegradable waste. This type of waste is easily degraded by microbes. So this type of waste, easily degraded means decomposed by the microbes. Now which type of wastes fall under biodegradable waste? It mainly includes your kitchen waste, that is spoiled food which is thrown away, skin of the fruits, vegetables, or ash, solid dung, parts of the plants and all, when it is related to farming, the dung of the animals. All this fall under biodegradable waste. This waste is mainly of organic type and hence it is also called as wet solid waste or wet garbage. Nowadays, you know, in your societies, two different types of boxes are placed. One is for the wet waste and the other is for the dry waste. So once these wastes are segregated, the ones which are wet waste, easily they can be decomposed and then you can get a compost and fuel of good quality from it. So if this wet garbage is carefully decomposed, we can get compost and fuel of good quality from it. Such biofuel projects have been started in many of the cities in India. And before starting with any such projects, segregation is very important and it is started in the India in many parts of the cities, that in the initial stages only the wastes are properly segregated. The waste where your wet waste is separated from the dry waste, so you can get good compost and fuel from the wet waste very easily. Now let us move to the next type of waste which is really a threat, which is really dangerous, that is non-biodegradable waste. See, the word itself is telling you non-biodegradable means easily it cannot be decomposed. This type of waste is not easily degraded because it requires a very long period of time and use of various techniques. Easily it cannot be decomposed by microbes which are present in the soil. So you cannot get fuel or compost from such type of waste, and such a type of waste really they pose a threat to the nation, a threat to the nature. So indirectly they contribute or play a major role in all the types of pollution, in causing various types of pollution. And which type of materials fall under this class? It includes plastic. And hence, the government of India, they have implemented many methods for the general citizens of India to avoid plastic. In between, we had seen that many of the people were hired by the BMC, and they were taking the fine from the people if they people were found using plastic bags or any plastic material. So indirectly, they were forcing the people to make use of other materials other than plastic, either to make use of cloth bags or make use of your tins and all for bringing the milk and all. So now, due to the pandemic and all, that system is particularly stopped at the moment. But we should understand what condition our nature is. See, many a times you have now heard also on the WhatsApp and all. Previously, we were wrapping the nature in plastic. We were just drinking all the cold drinks and all the aerated drinks from the plastic bottles, and after drinking, just throwing away the bottles anywhere, or eating that kurkure and all that type of foodstuffs from the plastics and then throwing it, especially in picnic spots and all. People have the tendency eating chocolate, throwing the wrapper away. And now in this pandemic, the nature has started wrapping human beings in plastic. When a person dies from corona, in what way the dead body is wrapped. So you are hearing all this. So we as citizens, we should understand the need of the hour, and you should start from your own level instead of just telling others. See how you can undertake all small things as small children. If you are eating a chocolate wrapper, so you are eating a chocolate, immediately throw that wrapper inside the dustbin. Or if you are consuming eating in the school or in the train, put it inside your bag, inside your purse. When you come home or when you find a proper dustbin, then put it inside it. If you are consuming fruits and all, just don't throw away the skins of the fruits on the road and all. Likely if the banana skins and all are falling on the road, people can fall off. It can also lead to accidents. So just keep it along with you. Keep one empty tiffin, or on you can keep the skins inside it. Later on when you come at home, you can put it inside the dustbin. So at our individual level only, small techniques, we don't have to go for higher techniques directly. Small techniques will also help in avoiding the solid waste. So this type of waste is called as dry solid waste. So all this plastic, metal and other similar materials which do not get decomposed very easily, they are categorized under dry solid waste or dry garbage. So this dustbin which is shown over here, it shows the different types of dry waste, glass bottles and jars, especially all the syringes and all from the medical sector, cartons of the boxes and all, rigid plastic containers, paper and cardboard, tins, cans, all this fall under your dry waste. Necessity of solid waste management. I told you just now. Waste, yes. Until the human beings, the living organisms are there on the planet Earth, the solid wastes are going to be generated every day. So you cannot have a control upon the generation of solid waste, but surely you can help in the management and control of the waste which are generated. So why is it necessary? Why this solid waste management is the need of the hour? So let us see. The first is for preventing the environmental pollution. As I have told you earlier, that all this solid waste, if it is not disposed of properly, it can lead to the pollution of the environment in terms of air pollution, water pollution, soil pollution. So for preventing the environmental pollution, we have to have a control on the solid wastes and to keep the surroundings clean. Once the solid wastes are disposed of properly, automatically your environment, your surroundings will start remaining clean. For energy as well as fertilizer production, and through that to generate work and employment opportunities. You know, I have told you just now कि biodegradable waste. From this waste you can get proper amount of fuel, proper amount of compost. So the preparation of all these things will require people, and thus employment opportunities will be granted to the unemployed sector to reduce the strain on natural resources through the treatment of solid waste. So if the wastes are disposed of properly, then you can get good amount of fuel and compost. So automatically the limited reserves of natural resources such as petroleum, coal, diesel, automatically their use will be under control, and they can also persist, they can be used by our future generations to improve the health and quality of life and to maintain environmental balance. So if the environmental balance has to be maintained, then surely your solid wastes have to be disposed of properly. We should implement measures like increasing the efficiency of production processes so that minimum waste will be generated, reducing the garbage production by recycling and reuse of waste materials. So again and again, if you try to use the materials, then automatically there will be a control on the production of this garbage. How you can reuse? For example, if I tell you, if your younger brothers, if your younger sisters are passed out from the previous standards, you can make use of their textbooks if they are in good condition. So automatically, if the same textbooks are used, if the syllabus is same, then automatically there will be less demand in the market. If 10 children are using the textbooks of their younger what you can say siblings, then automatically the demand in the market will be reduced. So automatically there will be a control on the production by the production sector, and in short the solid waste which will be generated will be in less amount. So small techniques can help us to reduce the garbage production. Very important, 7 principles to be remembered of solid waste management. Very first is reuse. After use, materials should be reused for some other proper purposes. Now you know that just now I have given you an example of textbooks. That example is a very good example which comes under your first principle, that is reuse. Or if you have notebooks, you know at the end of the year many of the pages they remain unused. So that pages you can remove out and then you can bind them together and you can make a new notebook. So what you can say here, you are reusing the left out pages which would have gone as a waste. So that comes under reuse. Refuse. Where you have to refuse? You have to refuse or refusal to use articles made from non-degradable articles like plastic and thermocol. Nowadays during the Ganpati celebrations and all, there is a ban on making all that decorations from thermocol. So why we have to wait till the government brings a ban on it? We as citizens of India, we as citizens of any nation, we should know what is the need of the hour, what problem our nation is facing. See, if the nature around you is in proper condition, it is non-polluted, then only your nation or country and you yourself will be in a very good position. And how this can be achieved? You have to start from your own level. So if you refuse, if you yourself start making use of cloth bags, or you refuse use of plastics, automatically you can contribute to a small amount in the management of solid waste. So this is our second principle. Let us move to the third principle, that is recycle. Production of useful articles by recycling of solid waste. For example, paper and glass are the materials which can be recycled and they can be used again. Rethink. Rethinking our habits, activities and their consequences in connection with the use of various articles of daily use. Rethink. You think upon your habits, whether your habits are helping in the environmental management, helping in the management of solid waste, or you are contributing to the generation of this all wastes. Reduce. restriction on the use of resources to avoid their wastage. Small example I can tell, if you find any tap which is just leaking, immediately you have to close the leaking tap, or you can, if it is not getting closed, you can call a plumber or someone. So immediately a natural resource like water is, its use is reduced. Or your taps and all, which are, when you don't need water, just see to it that the taps are not just kept open. So reduce the use. Old materials should be reused. Instead of just purchasing new things, going on purchasing things and things, then what happens? There is a great demand in the market and automatically the production rises. So try to use the old materials which are in good condition. One thing should be shared by many. Just now all these C concepts are linked with each other. Use and throw type of objects. Usually we have that tendency. We start with a small example of pens. Use and throw pens. I have become, what you can say, it has become a part, inevitable part of many people's life. Use and throw type of objects should be avoided. Next is research. Conducting research related to reuse of materials that are temporarily out of use. So whichever materials are out of use, you have to conduct the research as to how to bring these materials again back into use. Regulation and public awareness. Following the laws and rules related to waste management and motivating others to do the same. Just now I have told you certain laws and rules are formed by the government. They are formed for the betterment of the nation, betterment of the mankind. So you have to yourself follow the laws and rules and also motivate others to do the same. If you are traveling by a train, if you see a person just eating some orange or something and throwing the skins, you should tell that person very politely to just pick it up and put it in your bag or something. Don't argue, but at least you can motivate others. You can tell others how harmful it is to the environment. So here we have completed, we have seen the 7 principles of solid waste management. First one was reuse, refuse, recycle, rethink, reduce, research, and regulation and public awareness. Now we are going towards the 3R mantras. 3R mantra. The first one is reduce. Again, reducing the waste. I won't explain again. Reuse, reuse of the waste, and recycle, recycling of waste. If this 3R mantra is properly used, then automatically it will have a check on the production of new garbage. Now, which are the habits as general citizens for us which will help in the waste management? Small habits we are going to study, especially for citizens like you, citizens like me. First thing is throwing plastic wrappers of chocolates, ice creams, biscuits, etc. into dustbins. Avoid littering. We have seen this example just now, so I won't explain it again. I have told you, whenever you eat anything which is wrapped in plastic, after consumption of the food material, throw the wrappers properly into the dustbins. Avoid the use of plastic bags. Again, it is related to refuse. Avoid means refuse the use of plastic bags and instead make use of cloth bags or bags prepared from old saris, bed sheets, curtains, etc. While preparing cloth bags, see, in our previous era and all, our grandmothers and all, they used to prepare the small cloth bags from the remains of clothes which were used for preparing that shirts and all. The leftover cloth, they were preparing the bags and all from it. So indirectly they were helping, they were reducing the demand for natural resources. So you also can avoid the plastic bags and make use of cloth bags which can be reused again and again. Using both the sides of a paper for writing, reusing greeting cards and gift papers. You know, now Diwali festival is ahead of you, so many of you will get different types of gifts wrapped in gift papers. So while removing, just don't tear it off like any you have not seen the gifts before. Just remove it of the sellotapes and all in a proper way, and that gift paper you can again preserve it in a proper way and you can use it again. Avoiding use of tissue paper and preferring to use one's own handkerchief. You know that tissue paper falls under use and throw type of object. it is going to surely generate the waste. So instead of making use of tissue paper, prefer using your own handkerchief which is made up of cloth. Using rechargeable batteries instead of lead batteries, implementing various programs of solid waste management, and educating, encouraging the family and society in this regard. We have seen a small example of a person traveling in a train. If you find a person not behaving in a proper way, throwing the plastic things or any waste, just littering it around, tell the person very politely to pick it up. In this way, what you are doing, you are educating the people around you. Encourage your family members also and society in this regard. Avoiding use and throw type of articles. Just now I have told you tissue paper like pens, canned cold drinks, tetra packs should be strictly avoided. So in the small things, by avoiding all the small habits, what you are doing as a citizen of India, you are not only saving your own self, you are saving the nature, you are saving the society from getting harmed, and indirectly you are saving your own country. Your country, our country India is really, it is facing a large amount of different types of production pollutions. It is really being, its development, its growth is hampered because of the pollution. So we can try to reduce the pollution in our own way by adopting the small techniques which we have studied today. So in this part of the chapter, not only your study part is important, but implementation from your side is equally important. So today we are going to take a oath that all the 7 principles of waste management which we have studied today, at our level we are going to start, and we are going to motivate others and the society to follow the same. So today we end with our session. We end with our important topic, that is solid waste management. Tomorrow we are going to start with the last topic, that is disaster management. Till then, all of you are requested to keep reading the textbook and implement all the techniques studied today. Thank you, dear children.